The following is a presentation of TFNN. It is now time for the Diagnostic Trading Hour with your host, Darrell Martin. Now, Darrell Martin.
Come on back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. I'm your host, Darrell Martin. Make sure you listen to us online at tfnn.com to check out Tiger TV, or go on over to tfnn.mobi on your mobile phone. And you can always give us a call right here. You can reach us at 1-877-927-6648. Feel free to give me a call right now with any questions you have about Nadex, spreads, binaries, futures, forex, stocks, ETFs, options, you know, the whole gambit. So anyways, feel free to give me a call right here at 1-877-927-6648. Let's go ahead and do a quick market wrap right now. We have the S&P is up 11 points right now. We got the Nasdaq up 34. Russell's up 2.6, and the Dow is up 106. Gold right now down 25 points on the day, and had some nice short trades there on gold. Looking on over at silver, it is down 2.7% today. It is falling like crazy. Copper right now is about flat, not really moving that much. We got oil down just a mere 20 cents on the day right now. Corn is down only $5 after having that limit move day last week. We got soybeans is down just a point, so barely moving. Euro dollar down 27 pips. Pound dollar getting slammed after the news came out last night, down 113 pips. Turned out to be a great news trade if you're using Nadex. Looking over at Aussie dollar, it's up 29 pips right now. And did that trade last night. That was basically a break-even trade over there on the Aussie dollar. If you did the news trade on its rate statement last night, basically came in as expected. Now, if you would have held it to expiration, you would have lost. If you would have done binaries, you would have lost. But if you did the Nadex spreads, okay, and as soon as you saw that the rate statement came in as expected, the market wasn't really moving, I just set my take profit level on my buy side to get out when the Aussie dollar moved up enough to cover the risk on my sold contract. And I was able to actually take that contract off at a break even. Looking on over at Euro Yen, it's up 18 pips. We got Pound Yen down 71. So Pound falling there against the dollar and against the Yen. Got the US Yen up 25. US Canadian down 24. US Franc is up 16 on the day right now. And so that gives you your current market wrap. Now, I wanted to let you know about a couple things coming on up. We do have our Boston conference. So breaking news, this is up and ready to go. And so right here we got we just had the San Francisco conference. We wrapped that one up. And now we're moving on over to the Boston conference, May 11th. And Tommy O'Brien's going to be out there. I'm going to be out there. Dan Cook is going to be out there from Nadex. And we're going to go in. Again, it's going to be Saturday, May 11th. It's going to be 8:30 to 12. And in Boston, Massachusetts. And basically, Dan's going to come out and do an introduction to Nadex for you. Tommy's going to come in and talk about identifying the trade, how he uses volume to help him in his trading decisions, looking for reversals, looking for when the market's going to take off, and you know, it's a variety of other things. It's a great session. It's applicable to anything that you trade, forex, futures, stocks, you know, Nadex, whatever. So whatever it is that you like to trade, it's very, very helpful, even if you're an option trader. So because you're always going to be looking at the underlying, just like on Nadex. One of the things I always tell people is you got to be looking at the underlying market. Okay. And then also we have, I'm going to go in, I'm going to talk about Nadex binaries, talk about Nadex spreads. I focus a lot on the spreads, and I'll go into the binary sum as well. And binaries are pretty simple, but they're simple to understand. They're a little harder to trade. Spreads, a little bit of work to understand. Not that hard, though. They're really more, the thing is, they're more like trading everything else that you trade. You buy anything that's going up, you sell anything that's going down. The difference where you buy and you sell is your loss or profit. The only difference is you have a cap on your loss. You cannot get stopped out of the trade. So if you put up $20, you have $20 risk. It could go down as far as it wants to against you. Can't lose more than $20. Or you put up $200 or $2,000 or whatever. But if it goes in your favor, you get to take advantage of massive leverage. I mean, we're talking about sometimes putting up $15, $20 risk on a trade. Say euro dollar. So it's 10,000 euros. And you go in on the euro dollar and you're basically trading 12,000 US dollars, and you're only putting up $20 to do it versus putting up a couple $100 on say a 50-to-1 leverage on forex. So you're getting better leverage than you are in futures. You're getting better leverage than you are on forex. You can't get stopped out of the trade. You have time to be right. I mean, you put it all together, it works really well. And then Tom's going to go into setting up the trade. So once we've identified the trade, how are we going to set it up? When are we going to get in? What are we looking for a take profit? I'm going to go into diagnostic trading. I'm going to go into not only my deviation levels, but I'm also going to spend some more time on going into specific details of how I actually trail stops, manage profit, things like that. And then we're going to come together, and me and Tommy both are going to talk about risk and money management. Because Nadex helps you manage your risk. I mean, you got to keep your risk in check as long as you don't risk too much. But the next thing is it's your profit management. So you have to know how to manage your profit. And that's a big focus of the seminar, not only making sure you understand the spreads and the binaries and how they work, but also understanding how to manage your profits so you don't give them all back. And then we're going to go in and we're going to have a little, workshop announcement time where we're giving over $3,300 in prizes, and we're giving away silver. We're giving away silver coins, half-ounce silver, bars. We're going in. We're giving away subscriptions to the Analyzer. We're giving away books that Tommy O'Brien has written. We're getting subscriptions to the Gold Report and the Market Insights Report, and it's just a lot of fun. So you come in, and you can ask all the questions you want, and it's a packed time. And so the last event was, we had, like I said, just out in San Fran. Before that, we had Denver. Before that, we had Tampa. And just going from coast to coast and back again. So now heading on out to the Northeast. So make sure that you go ahead and register for that if you're anywhere near the Boston area. And if you're gonna fly out there, make sure you reserve your spot. So we have a spot for you, and we'll keep that spot available for you. But it is free. Okay, so the cost, again, is free because Nadex is sponsoring it. We really appreciate them for taking care of that and all the costs for it. But you do need to make sure that you do reserve your spot to be able to make sure you have one. So once you do that, let's get a head start. Let's get going. Let's start learning how it works. Go ahead and click on the Nadex banner over on the TFNN homepage. Sign up for a Nadex account. And you can at the very least, get a demo. And so under our products, click on Demo Account. And you can sign up for a demo account. Just fill in your username, first name, last name, phone number, email address. Click apply for demo. And you'll be able to get signed up right away. It takes about 15 seconds if you're a slow typer. Okay? They'll send you an email that'll have the password in it. And then you'll just come over here and you'll click log in. You'll log in with under demo right here, username and password. Now, if you want to know how to get if you know how to get your demo extended, they give you a couple weeks. If you don't know how to get 12 months, just email me. I'll let you know how to get 12 months on your demo. And so you can email me right there. My email address is on the homepage there on TFNN under the contributors link. And then now for a live account, you want to get trading, you actually want to do something, you click start, and it only takes $100, by the way, to fund a live account. Okay? So now, of course, you're probably going to want to put more than 500, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, how much ever you want to put into your trading account. I recommend that you get it down first before you just go, all crazy to the wall and everything else. But make sure that you have it down, you know what you're doing, how you're going to do it, have your whole plan together. But it's only $100 to fund a live account, give you full access. And I place trades all the time where the minimum size, now I may go in, I may place 5, 10, 20, 50, 100 contracts, whatever. But the minimum size, you may only be risking 15 or 20 bucks a contract. So even on these straddles, sometimes you're talking, $20 to $40 on the new straddles. So, it's one of those things that it's very, very possible for you to go in and take advantage of it, use it. You can ask all the questions you want under the help desk area. We have a whole section right here, by the way, on TFNN. If you go in, you subscribe, you get a couple weeks free trial, and just click on that right there. And we're adding an updated data feed right now. We're constantly adding in more stuff for you. But you can go in and get the deviation levels. You get the live deviation levels updated every evening. So they're right here. And you also can get the spread scanner right here. And so we have a lot of information right there you can take advantage of. But also you can ask me questions. So any of the questions you want to ask, go ahead and click right there. They come straight to me. And you can go to the tutorial section. And there's a whole area that's going to walk you through how all this works. And again, you got a couple weeks to go in and try this and learn and get all this education for free right here. Goes into how to use the help desk, goes into how to use the scanner, the ticket extension, everything. You go right here, we go into basically the basics. So, step-by-steps, application, and I walk through several things for you. So I go into, getting started, how to open an account, how it works. I go into what defined risk trading is. I go into what the markets are that Nadex is following. I go into box spreads and, basically the best way to pick a box spread. I go into bull and box spread strategy examples. So we actually talk about a few different things that you can do right there. And then we go into more detail. So just, these are more, and most of these videos, by the way, you're talking 15 minutes. So anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes. They're not long videos, all right? And, of course, you have access to the archives on tfn.com, and we just built them in just right inside the member area there for you so you can take advantage of it as well. And had a lot of good feedback on it. Look forward to any questions that you have and helping you out, and I'm helping you just learn how to take advantage of this. But my favorite thing is to go in and take advantage of the actual spreads on news. I mean, that's becoming one of my favorite trades to do time after time after time. And so I think you'll enjoy it as well. We go in, and last night we were looking at USD yen, by the way. Let's go talk about a few of these trades. Let's pull them up and we'll look at some of these news trades. And if you put them all together, you know, what does it look like, and what do we have rolling right around the corner? And so let me open up here. I'll pull up this chart right here. And, let me get a little cleaner chart for the moment. It's silver. You can see it's just crashing on down. So it's down right now, 2 deviations. It's moving. But let me get a little cleaner chart for you. So we can just sort of focus on the news portion, the news portion right there. And we'll go in. Let me pull in. Let's see here. So USD, I guess that was the first one we had this week that you could have taken advantage of on the news trade. We'll go over here to so I'll pull up news trades. And then change this over to 1 minute bars. Right there. Okay. So now that I pulled that up, what we can see over here is if we go to yesterday, so let me back up. Right there, yeah, we had a big movement right there. But you could have traded in the morning hours there, right there when the news happened, and USD yen could have bought a box above. And a lot of times I'll go into the boxes and how they work. And basically what I do is I just show you. Basically, you go in, and it's really simple. I mean, and we're actually working on being able to draw this on the chart automatically for you, so you can start trading Nadex from the charts. Pretty excited about that. But right here, you can go in, and let's say you, like, the news announcement's about to come out in a few minutes. So you buy this box, and then you go over here, and you sell a box right below. I mean, that's pretty much what it looks like if you actually drew it on the chart. And so, your risk is, say, $15 here, $15 here when you do the trade. And so it has to basically make $30 plus the side it's going to lose on, 15. So you need to make $45 to have a 1-to-1 at the end. So I want to be able to make all my risks, so that way if I have a losing trade and then a winning trade, I'm at least break even, right? So if I risk 15 on the low side, risk $15 on the high side, then I have $30 risk. I need to make 30, but I need to remember that to net 30, I need to make the other side. So I actually need to make 45. So it comes on down, I close out the trade right around here, make the $45, trade's profitable. And literally, you just repeat that process over and over again. So last night, what happened? Well, last night on the Aussie dollar, when it came out, let's go ahead and go into this one. And right, and it really depends upon what time you did it and how you did it. But we'll get back to it right when we get back from this commercial break.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Wealth Management. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportions of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what an asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Wealth Management financial advisor can do for you. Call Angela O'Brien, First Vice President and Financial Planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Wealth Management, LLC. Member SIPC.
with the launch of Tiger TV. TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Ken Shreve, David White, Larry Pesavento, Victor Jones, or Darrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
McEwen Mining is a high-growth, mid-tier producer in the Americas with a market capitalization of $1 billion. Experienced mining executive Rob McEwen, as chairman, CEO, and president, owns 25% of the outstanding shares of McEwen Mining and has put in place an ambitious business plan with the goal of qualifying for inclusion in the S&P 500 by 2015. With $70 million in cash and liquid assets as of the end of 2012 and completely debt-free, McEwen Mining is poised for growth. Production in 2013 is forecasted to grow at 24%, reaching 130,000 gold equivalent ounces, and over the next 3 years, McEwen Mining projects that their production will increase to 290,000 gold equivalent ounces, almost a threefold increase from last year's totals. If you'd like to find out more about McEwen Mining, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE or TSX under the symbol MUX.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by BackTech Environmental. For more information, just click the BackTech banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
All right, folks, welcome on back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. Looking at a few things right now, and one of the things I was talking about was the Aussie dollar. And now the trade could have worked out really well for you if you were just trading it, really late into the evening. I was going in, I was trying to get in the trade, get out of the trade, go to bed. So it depends on exactly how you're looking to trade and what you're wanting to trade. But let me see here if I can pull something up that might be sort of helpful. So basically showing the boxes on here, show you the boxes I did last night on the trade. And so trying to go forward, did a bunch of trades today, so I got to go back and find them. All right, so I did the right here, the 10350 to 10450. So I can go on, I'll just draw the box on there. So we got 10450 right about here, and the news announcement last night came out at, let's see here, 11:30? I want to say Eastern time. So yesterday evening, so yeah, 11:30 right there. And then, so we know it came out at 11:30, so we got in a little bit before 11:30. And then what was the actual spread? So we got in on the one that, let's see here, expires at 1 a.m. So we had a little bit of time there. And so what I want to do is go in and go, okay, 10350, 10450. So I'll go over here, make it easier. I'll add in a crosshair, makes it a little easier to see where I'm pointing. And so 103, 10450. All right, and then I got in, about 15 minutes or so before the news announcement. And so that puts it at 2300, so about or what was it, 2330, so 11:30. So about 2,300 would have been right about when I would have got in. So it looks like my exact time was 23:12. So if we want to get right down to it, we're right about here. Okay. So just looking over at my order history. And then, so now that I know that, I can, like I said, grab this, go over here to 104.50. And, okay, well, this expired at 1 a.m., so I'm going to drag it over here to 1 a.m., and it can make money all the way down to 103.50, which is even further than where my chart goes at the moment. So I could, if I wanted to, I could click on this and edit my box. And soon, like I said, this will be all automated. Like, it'll just feed right in, so I can't wait. We're working on that right now. But feed right in there for you. So right here we have that. And then right up here, we go into the same thing. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to make this one the higher spread. So we're going to make it, 104.50. And it went on up to 105.50. Okay? See why I call them boxes? Because basically what you do is you have the top and you have the bottom. That's your floor and your ceiling of the spread. So 104.50 all the way up to 105.50. So they're 100 pips wide. Okay, so plenty of room to make money in there. And where the spread, basically where I got in is the left side. Where it expires is the right side. And I'm looking to make a 1-to-1 risk reward on it. Okay? So since I know that, now what I'm going to do is go, okay, well, let's label the spread so we know what it is we're trading. And I really, it's one of the things, if you can get this down, it's really not too hard. If you get it down, you can start using the scanner and to help you easily identify these trades. And because I call them out for you, pretty much every day, once you know which ones to look at. So we got the 1.0350 to the 1.0450 spread. And then, let's see, we sold the spread at what price? And we sold the 103.50 to 104.50 last night at, let me see if I can find my exact sell price on here. And by putting all these pieces together, okay, then you're able to basically see exactly how this works. So I was able to go in and sell that last night, there we go, at 1.0439. Okay, so 1.0439. And so my risk on the trade was 1.0450 minus 1.0390. So the difference between those two, okay, if I got that right, well, it wasn't 1.0390, but the difference on this 1.0439. There we go. It's like, that's really big. Okay, 1.0439 would be 11 ticks, which equals $11 per contract. Okay, so now we have $11 a contract right there, and that's our risk on the trade. And I can go over here, I'll make this font a little bit bigger, a little easier for you to read. And then we'll come back up. I'll put the one that we bought, and then we'll look at how do we get out at break even on the trade, turning a potentially losing trade into at least a break even trade, and sometimes a winning trade like we had this morning. All right, stay right there. We'll be right back after this break.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's Nadex.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. Just recently, on December 28th, Market Insight subscribers were advised to go long the QQQ, the Nasdaq 100 ETF, on December 28th at $63.91, and only 2 trading days later, after a huge jump in the markets, Market Insight subscribers were advised to sell the QQQ at $66.64 for a $2.73 or 4.27% profit to start off 2013. At the same time, Tom O'Brien had advised his clients looking for a more leveraged trade that they could have initiated a position in the QLD, the ProShares Ultra QQQ ETF, and over the same 2 trading days, Market Insight subscribers were able to lock in a $4.48 profit or an 8.47% gain in just 1 trade. Get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during your free trial and pay nothing. Don't miss out on the next great trading opportunity in 2013. Act today. Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, has helped subscribers for over 10 years navigate the high-risk world of exploring and producing gold companies. And now's a great time to sign up for a free month-long trial to see the kind of insight that Tom delivers for his subscribers on a weekly basis. Every Monday, Tom O'Brien issues a quick update on the metal market, giving you his take on the HUI, XAU, GLD, dollar, bonds, and much more. Tom follows Monday's update with a full gold report, which is delivered to subscribers Tuesday afternoon with detailed coverage of 24 separate gold or metal stocks, as well as another 10 to 15 stocks that he lets you know are on his potential watch list. Get your month-long free trial to the Gold Report today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Don't spend another year navigating the metal markets on your own. Act early in 2013 and make the most of your gold and metal market investments. Darrell Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Darrell Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
All right, so what I went ahead and did is I added on the spread that I bought, okay, and the spread that I sold. Now, when I buy a spread, in this case, I bought the 1.0450 to 1.0550 spread, and it's going to expire at 11 o'clock. That's what this big blue line I put over here is. So it's the 11 o'clock expiration, okay? And the cool thing is, 1 a.m. expiration. So 1 a.m. expiration, because the announcement comes out at 11:30, so it would be a little good to trade a 11 o'clock spread. And so we go in here, and the news announcement's going to come out, right around here, trying to find the best spread that's available in the market. And when I go in and I do the spread, like I said, I bought the 1.045 to 1.0550 right here, and I sold the 1.045 to 1.0350 right here. So the bought one, I bought it 15 ticks above the floor, which is 1.0450, and which means I only have $15 risk on the trade, which means I'm only paying $15 to have basically 10,000 Aussies in buying power. So pretty close to, about $10,000 in buying power. Like $10,045. So anyway, so we go right in here, and that's what we're looking at doing. And instead of putting up a couple $100, I'm only putting up $15 to do the trade per contract. Now I can do 5, 10, 20. I like to do more than one usually. So, but you go in here and $15 risk. So if the Aussie dollar goes down, I'm still in this trade. I'm only down $15 at most, but I'm still in it. I have time for it to come back up. Let's say the Aussie dollar goes down. Well, I sold the 1.0350 to 1.0450. So I can make money down, but no matter how high it goes, I can't lose more than my max risk on the trade. My max risk on the trade was what? Well, the ceiling is 1.0450. Since I sell it, my risk is between where I sell and the ceiling. So 1.0450 to 1.0439. So no matter how high it goes, if it comes back down, I can still break even on the trade or make money on the trade, or there's a lot of possibilities built in depending upon what happens. And I put the green line and the red line sort of representing where I bought and sold. So this green line right here is showing that I bought at 1.0465. This red line showing that I sold at 1.0439. Okay? And this shows my maximum profit potential going all the way up to the top of 1.0550 and all the way down to the bottom of 1.0350. So, a lot of profit potential in there. I'm looking really at a deviation usually from where I'm at. So, like if I'm right here already at about the half deviation, I'm usually talking about 1.5 deviations. So, like one deviation up from where I am, and maybe one deviation down from where I am. So, if I'm about at a half, I'm looking for somewhere inside maybe the 0.5, because that'd be down to settlement, and then a 0.5 deviation. So, basically, a deviation up, a deviation down is what I'm looking for on the trade. And usually because that's going to give me a 1-to-1. Now, to get 1-to-1, meaning for every dollar at risk, I want to net out $1 profit. What needs to happen? Well, if I have $15 risk on the bought side and I have $11 risk on the sold side, my total risk is $26, right? Well, so if I can net $26, then I made $26 for the $26 I put at risk. Okay, now again, you could do 10 or 100 of these, just trying to make it simple with one. But I need to net, not just make 26 on the long side or not just make 26 on the short side. I need to net it. What do I mean by net it? Well, if I make 26 on the long side, let's say it stays up here, the short side's gonna lose. So I need to make $26 plus the $11 I'm gonna lose. So I actually need to make $37, right? So $37 above where I bought. Or if I'm selling over here and I have a $26 risk, I need to make $26 plus the $15 on the long side, because I got to assume the long side's going to lose. Now, it may come back, but I don't want to assume it's going to come back, okay? So it may come back down, but let's not assume that. And so that gives me, again, $26 right there, plus the $15. And understanding that 15 plus 11 plus 15, 30 is $41. So I need to buy back the sold one 41 pips lower. And I actually go in and I put the take profit in. The second I get on the long side, get in on the short side, and I immediately take my profit. And again, I use the spread scanner to find the spreads. Now, what happened on the Aussie dollar last night? Well, if we go over to, there's a lot of websites you can look at. Let's say we're looking at forexfactory.com. Well, they were expecting a 3% cash rate, and guess what? A 3% cash rate came out. So no big surprise. You really make money on the news when there's surprises, when there's what's called fundamental shock. Okay, so market didn't expect a number came out, market moves a lot. That's pretty much the simple summary of it. And so, well, right here, we're getting in. Right here, the trade comes out. I mean, you see this spike up, and then it loses it all. I mean, all this happens like in a matter of seconds, okay? And then it just starts sort of trickling back up. But nothing's happened. I've had plenty of time by now to see that the cash rate, there's no big expectation. So immediately my goal is going to be to get out of this trade, ideally at break even, because there's no fundamental shock. I'm trying to make money on volatility. I don't expect volatility because the expectations were met. No surprise. So how do I get out at break even? I'm going to go in and $15 where I buy and $11 where I need to make this $11. So if I can go in and I can basically sell this one off without losing on it, and I can make the risk on the other side, $11, then I'm at a break even. So what I did is I went in and said, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and set my take profit just a little bit above, okay, where I bought. How far above? Well, 11 ticks above, because I need to actually be able to get out of the trade at a profit of a 1-to-1. I need to make $11 to cover the other side's contract, okay? And so I went in, I put in a order to buy back. I want to say actually put it in to buy back, or sell it back, I'm sorry. Sell back the bot spread at 1.0477. And by doing that, basically, it's making my fees and everything else back too. But 1.0477. So I could have put it at 1.04 if you want to be really specific and not worry about fees. $11 plus 65 would be 1.0476, right? So 11 plus 65, so it would be 76. So 1.0476. Well, it got up there. It got up to 1.0478, and then a little bit later got up there, 1.0478 again. So you had a couple chances. It came back, went back up. If you didn't get out, if you didn't go ahead and say, you know what, nothing's happening, and I need to go ahead and, get out of this trade, and you waited, you pretty much took maximum loss on the trade. Okay? So you really don't want to be waiting. You want to get in, and if there's fundamental shock, you're going to take your profit usually pretty fast, okay? Within, maybe 30 minutes or so, but more than anything, is the number different? Not what do I expect it to do, but is it different? Is it significantly different, And we ought to see a movement on that. And with that, I'm able to get out of here, right here on this trade, basically at this level, and we'll just, we'll put a right there, and we'll call that the break-even line, okay? So that way, basically, I was able to get out of the trade at break-even. And by doing this, you're able to basically make your overall risk-reward better. So it's not one of those trades where you want to set it, and you can walk away, all right? I mean, as long as you win more often than you lose, and you make at least $1 for every dollar you win than you lose, then you'll net out at a profit. But why not manage your risk? And this is basically managing risk, okay? So I want to manage my risk on the trade, so I'm not giving back money that I don't need to give back. And so I got out at break even on the trade, and again, that was at a price just 11 ticks above, okay? So I was making the $11 risk 11 ticks above where I bought. So making the $11 risk on the short side to exit at break even, okay? And by doing this, I'm now able to trade the news. I'm able to go for a 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio, but when nothing's happening, I have a very defined exit plan. Now, am I always going to get out at break-even? No. But I'd much rather get out at break-even when I can as just take the maximum loss. So, why take the maximum loss if you don't have to, okay? And, a lot of times you don't have to. So you can go in and you can just set an exit order. And now as soon as I got that break-even filled, I was like, you know what? Hey, I went to bed. All right, I'm like, I'm out of break-even. I'm done. I'm going to sleep. And, it happened right here, right around midnight, a little closer to midnight. And so I'm deciding next, okay, well, should I really try to go for that big profit? Because I still have that big, big take profit order, that 1-to-1 that's 40-something ticks or whatever below the sell side. Then, no. What would be great is if I could get out of that trade at break-even on the other side, because I made that risk back. So I don't have any risk in the trade. Now, is if I could get out of the sold side at break-even. So just in case, in the next hour before the spread expires out, I go in and I set a take profit to buy back the sold spread where I sold it. So I sold it at 1.0439. So I set a take profit to buy it back at 1.0439. If it does happen to go back down there, it gets me. I don't have to watch it. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have any risk at this point. Hey, it's just making a little bit of money. I'll make $11 on my $26 risk trade, and but I have no risk on the trade. So really, at this point, I'd be making $11 on a no risk trade, and so that's really what I'd be. I put the trade on. I let it go. Obviously, it did not go back down to 1.0439. If it would have, that would have been nice. I would have appreciated that. Didn't happen. And that's okay. I just moved on and didn't worry about it and, slept like a baby. So, but anyway, so that's Aussie dollar. That's an example of buying and selling one, looking at your risk on both sides, and then, calculating your take profit by adding the risk on the long, the risk on the short, plus the risk on the other side. So, if I'm on the long side, I need to make the risk on the short side plus my total risk on the short. I need to make the risk on both sides plus my risk on the long to be at a net 1-to-1. And can you go for 2-to-1, 3-to-1, 4-to-1? Yeah, if you want to be there ready to hit it and you know that you have the discipline that if it flies up and you're up, 200%, that you're just going to take profit, or what's going to have to go 200% and literally a second later it comes back down and you're only up 10%. Are you going to get out or are you going to let it turn into a loser? So I like the 1-to-1 simply because my plan's in place. Yeah, I could make more. Some of these trades, they just go berserk, okay? But it's so easy to let a winner turn into a loser. The psychology of having to pick an exit live in a fast-moving market. The Aussie dollar last night moved about 20 pips or so, and up and down in a matter of a second. It was just, I wish I would have recorded it. It was so fast that your brain's not going to mentally calculate, hey, I need to look at this. Should I get out? Okay, what am I going to do? And it can move a lot more than that. I mean, it can move up 50 and down 50. I mean, anything can happen. The longer you trade, the more you're going to learn. Anything can happen. Okay? So have your plan, have your exit plan, and, you know, I love home runs. I love, you know, getting grand slams. I love all that stuff. But you know what? You can be a great trader. You can be a professional trader getting base hits. I mean, think about your pro baseball players, okay? Yeah, you have your home run guys out there, and hoorah for them, okay? But there's a whole lot more that just get a whole lot of base hits, okay? They can play some good defense, and they can get on base over and over and over again, all right? And, I mean, that's what they want. They want you on base, you know? And, yeah, if you can knock it out of the park, well, everybody loves that. But base hits, base hits, base hits. That's how, I mean, ultimately, that's how you're going to, you know, take the whole thing. We can't get on base, you know, you're only going to get so many home runs. And so if you want to go for those, go for them. I do go for them occasionally on certain trades when the circumstances are right. But, you know, something like this, I'm just going for 1-to-1. Simple, easy. And now, if the Aussie dollar was off, what was my expectation? Well, based on historical, I mean, it could move 90 pips. So, you know, if I was risking 26, I could have made about a 2-to-1 on the trade if they, you know, changed their rate. If. So there's a big if there. And I'd rather not have to worry about the if. So I'd rather just take the money, go to bed, and find the next trade. So I hope that helps answer a few questions for you. And let's see. Let me pull up a couple other charts. We'll go through and look at a couple of the other trades. Same thing, USD yen, you could have done, you know, I showed that one earlier to you already. I did not take that one. I wouldn't trade that much at all yesterday simply because, you know, it was basically a holiday. So, and then we go over here, you know, in Europe it was. So it might as well be here in my mind. The way I look at the market, I'm like, you know what, if they're not trading, I'm usually not trading. And there were some great trades, you know, no doubt in the market yesterday. But it's good to get some stuff done. Let's see here. Let's go over news trades. Pull this up. And we'll look at a couple other ones and talk about some stuff you can check out that's coming up soon. So there we go. Get that on the screen. All right. So we had pound last night. That one did fantastic. And we'll load this up. We'll see if you can figure out when the news came out. So, you know, it moved pretty well. Right over here, and sometimes it takes a little bit of time, so it's not immediate. But what we were looking for, you know, was it different than the expectation? So if we go over and we look at pound dollar, and we look at, you know, this really early AM report that came out when we talked about, you know, last week when I laid out this week's announcements. So I basically laid out every announcement to look at for the entire week, and you'd want to be looking at again the early AM announcements. Let's see here. Let me pull up today's, because that'd be early this morning, right? So pull that up right here. And that would have been right at 4:30. You got manufacturing PMI. Expected at 48.9, came in at 48.3. Okay. And you also had M4 money supply worse than expected. You have mortgage approvals worse than expected. You did have net lending to individuals a little better than expected. But also previous to that coming out, you had the Italian manufacturing PMI worse than expected. So anyway, so the trade came out at 4:30, right over here. Took a little time, but fell on down and easily made a 1-to-1 risk reward. All right, stay right there. We'll be right back after this break. We'll talk about what's coming up next.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investments. And whether you're bullish or bearish on U.S. Treasuries, the ETFs from Direction Shares are there to help you magnify your perspective. Bull ETFs for a rising market and bear ETFs for a falling market. Direction Shares gives you the tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at directionshares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Recently, Basil Chapman has had some outstanding trades in his newsletter, The Opening Call. Each morning by 9 a.m., Basil uploads his newsletter to the TFNN servers so that his subscribers can access his expert trading advice. Basil gives his take on the direction of key indices and updates any active trades that his subscribers are currently in. Just recently, Basil subscribers closed out a short position in Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, for more than an $86 profit per share, over a 20% gain in just one position. If you'd like to try out Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, then visit the front page of TFNN.com and click Trading Newsletters. There you'll find Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, where you can request a free sample copy. Also, don't miss Basil's program, The Tiger Technicians Hour, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, on TFNN.
Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, has helped subscribers for over 10 years navigate the high-risk world of exploring and producing gold companies. And now's a great time to sign up for a free month-long trial to see the kind of insight that Tom delivers for his subscribers on a weekly basis. Every Monday, Tom O'Brien issues a quick update on the metal market, giving you his take on the HUI, XAU, GLD, dollar, bonds, and much more. Tom follows Monday's update with a full gold report, which is delivered to subscribers Tuesday afternoon with detailed coverage of 24 separate gold or metal stocks, as well as another 10 to 15 stocks that he lets you know are on his potential watch list. Get your month-long free trial to the Gold Report today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Don't spend another year navigating the metal markets on your own. Act early in 2013 and make the most of your gold and metal market investments.
Join David White as he keeps you up to date on the latest tech stocks while he uses his Power Law Vector Indicator to identify the best trades. The Power Trading Hour, next on TFNN.
All right, folks, welcome on back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. All right, so going through a couple more markets for you real quick. The pound dollar, that one worked out really well last night. And so let's look at what we got coming up, some of the trades that you can check out that you could trade on the markets that, basically the news that is coming out of the next few days. And give you just a couple of those. But let's see, what do we got here coming up tonight? We got Aussie dollar trade balance at 8:30, okay? So you got 8:30 Eastern time there, Aussie dollar. We're rolling on over tomorrow. We got 4:30 at the pound dollar, so construction PMI. And then we're going to roll into 8:15. We got ADP non-farm employment change. Be looking at gold and USD yen for that one. Over on ISM non-manufacturing PMI at 10 a.m. tomorrow, we're going to be looking at USD yen. You can check out crude oil inventories. Be careful on the energy straddles. They're pretty tough. There's a lot of premium built into them because they're so volatile. Also, again, tomorrow night, we got 8:30, we got Aussie dollar. So it's full force this week. And then rolling on over to Thursday, we're looking at Bank of Japan press conference, and that's not going to help us at all. It's not timed. We have the pound dollar again on Thursday, 4th this week. I have a lot of pound dollar trades, and these have been working out really well. Pound's really become some of my favorite news trades right here. Pound dollar, service PMI 4:30 a.m. Doing straddles on that using the box spread scanner. Going on over, and let's see here. We're going to have, now you do have a EU announcement, but it's tentative on the Spanish euro bonds, but that's more going to have an effect on the euro. Focus is going to be a little bit later in the day anyway. 7 o'clock, we are going to have the interest rate announcement come out of the pound dollar at 7 a.m. So you got the 4:30 services PMI. Be careful on that one a little bit, just because we could get the announcement, but I mean, go in 1-to-1. If it's not moving, get out at break even, because when that 7 a.m. announcement comes out, okay, then it'll stun it. So it's like the PMI will move and then it'll just go quiet, just like it does here in the U.S. when the interest rates announcement's going to come out. So if you're going in for the PMI, go in, get out, because it'll flatten out before that interest rate announcement. And then the EU's interest rate announcement is going to come out. Now, if they don't change it, there's going to be almost no impact on this announcement. The real impact usually comes at the ECB press conference at 8:30. So you're looking for a euro-dollar straddle, but you want to make sure it expires after that ECB press conference. Okay, you don't want one that's going to expire before it. So either look at a straddle or look at a binary, or hop in like after the minimum bid rate. But unless they change the rate, which they usually don't, okay? If they change the rate, yeah, the minimum bid rate is going to be a great trade. But if they don't, then you're going to see nothing really happen until the press conference, and that's when it's going to start getting a little bit crazy. So right there at 8:30. Also, we're going to have unemployment claims. So there's a great gold trade for you. You can also, of course, check out U.S. yen on unemployment claims. And gold, just because Fed tied unemployment to QE. That's why gold moves so much on it. And we've seen a lot of volatility in U.S. yen on U.S. announcements lately, so it's been a good pair to trade. And then Bernanke will talk at 10:30. So, pick your poison on that one. Probably gold. If you want to trade Bernanke, you could straddle what he says, or you could just, basically look at the charts, look for some movement, and run with it. There's a lot of different ways to play that. That's not necessarily so much the same as a timed event like the other ones. And but I mean, when expect some volatility because when he comes out. And then going on into Friday, so we're gonna have U.S. franc foreign currency reserves 3 a.m. That's one of those, either it's going to move for you in about 15 to 30 minutes or it's not trades. So if you're up at 3 a.m., I'm not. But if you are, U.S. franc on Friday. Rolling on in a little bit later in the week, we're going to have USD CAD. We're going to have 7 announcements coming out. It's my favorite time to trade USD CAD when we get a bunch of announcements on the USD and CAD at once. Because we're going to have $4 announcements. 3 of those are high impact. One of them's a low, medium impact. And then we're going to have 3 high impact CAD trades happening all at the same time on Friday at 8:30. In Canada, you're going to have employment change, trade balance, and unemployment rate. Here in the U.S., you're going to have non-farm employment change, trade balance, and unemployment rate, plus average hourly earnings. And then you'll have a CAD PMI at 10, but by then you ought to be done. So you'll be looking at USD Yen, Gold, and USD CAD all at 8:30. And that pretty much is going to wrap up your week on the news. So we'll talk about it more tomorrow. We'll talk about how it went last night tomorrow morning. All right. Y'all have a great day, and I'll see you right here. Stay tuned. We have another great show coming up for you right after this.
Let me tell you something, folks. I have people coming up to me saying, I just can't believe the amount of work that Steve does on his newsletter. And I says, I absolutely agree.
That is a recent clip from the Money Masters show that Tom and I do each day at TFNN. My newsletter service, Mastering Probability, is much, much more than a newsletter. Yes, it's outperformed the S&P 500 by 100% during the last 15 months. But more importantly, it's an extraordinary education, a roadmap for your success. And it's yours risk-free for the next 30 days. Just go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, and then Mastering Probability, because everyone needs a success strategy. For most, it's a competitive edge, the will to win, the drive to overcome any obstacle. Whatever you call it, winners find a way. Find your way to Mastering Probability today, because your journey to extraordinary rewards is just one click away.